Hola chicos, bienvenidos todos a otro episodio of Millennial Money. I'm your host, Alexandra Gonzalez. And today I have good and bad news. First, we learned that the hard-earned money we've been saving is worthless. But the good news is Robert teaches us how we can secure our future without saving cash. This one is going to be tons of fun, and it was really cool because Robert brought in some of the gold and silver he's been saving over the years. So Robert, could you tell us why this is so important today?
Well, again, I wrote this book for my generation because the baby boom generations are toast. You know, part of this are going to do fake pensions. Mm-hmm. Where my generation is toast is that they actually believe there's a pension. So this thing is fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. Mm-hmm. And it all starts with fake money. So in 1971, the US dollar became fake. And this book starts with me flying behind enemy lines in 1972. I was a Marine pilot, and I was looking for real money, gold. So this book starts with me flying behind enemy lines looking for gold. Because when Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard in 71, he made it illegal. He also made it illegal for Americans to own gold. Imagine that. It was a criminal offense to own gold. I didn't know what gold was. So I fly behind enemy lines. I meet this little woman, a Vietnamese woman. She's got bright red teeth. Mm-hmm. They chew beetle nuts there. And I tried to get a discount on gold. So gold back in 71 was 35 an ounce. It was now about $50 an ounce in 72. So it was going up. Yeah. So I said, I think I'll buy some gold. Trouble is, I didn't know what gold was. Most Americans don't know what gold is because they've never seen it, because they made it illegal for Americans to own gold. And we now have everything fake. It's tragic. Mm-hmm. So it's fake money. The only reason fake money can persist because you have to have fake teachers. What do our schools teach us about money? Nothing. Nothing. And we buy these fake assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, and we save fake money. That's why I wrote fake. Anyway, but also in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, lesson number 1 is the rich don't work for money because money's fake. Mm-hmm. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think it's an important lesson for all of us because we're taught to save all this fake money when
And you worked in a bank, right?
Yeah, and I worked at the bank, so I see how real this issue is, when in reality, it's not going to help us when the day comes that we need to be able to provide for ourselves. Because how long can this fake money last?
There's 3 kinds of money today that you guys got to be aware of. One is God's money, and God's money is gold and silver. So this is silver, and this is gold. The reason I brought it is most people don't know what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And then there's government money, which is fiat currency, which is the dollar, the yen, the peso, the euro, the yuan. Yeah. Fake. And everybody's working hard for it. It's like eating fake food or drinking fake water. That's why people are getting sick financially, because they're working for fake money. Yeah. Okay. And then there's fake assets, which was another part of the fake millennial, the fake generation series. But the reason I brought this here is most people haven't seen it. This here is real silver, plata. Okay. That's what it looks like. And so in 1972, and this here is gold. Yeah. This is God's money. This is what God's money looks like. Yeah. The reason I call it God's money is you can't fake it. You know, you can fake it with a fake ETF, like a gold ETF or a silver, which I don't touch because it smells as bad as the guys that printed that crap. You know what I mean? Jesus. But this is real money. So you look at this here. When I first started buying that, that was $1.40. Yeah. Today, that's $16. Wow. And this here is oro, gold. And the reason we brought it in is most people haven't seen or touched. This is real. This is God's money. Yeah. Why did I say it's God's money? Because He was here when the earth was created. Yeah. And it'll be here when we're all dead and gone. When you're saving those fake dollars, this will still be here. Yeah. Or those fake ETFs or those fake stocks. So this here is called the green box. There's 500 of these little tubes like this. Wow. 500 coins in here. And this is one, which is worth more.
Which one's worth more? The gold.
Yeah, this is worth more than all that. Now, the reason I say this is because for your generation, this could be the biggest opportunity you'll ever see. I'm not making any commissions on this stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But if you look at what happened with the fake central bank, see, the purpose of the central bank or the Fed or all, the Japanese, the Bank of Japan, or the European Central Bank, they pump out fake money. The purpose of central banks like the Fed is to protect the banks, not you. They're a criminal operation as far as I'm concerned. You're going to find that most of my talks is about the Fed. So I would recommend you guys buy this stuff. Don't save money. Don't save government money, because they're corrupt as hell, as you know. Save God's money. So this is God's money. This is auto gold. So today, that's spot today is around $1,600 US. Now this is the difference. Is gold more expensive in Mexico or in America?
In America.
Huh?
In America.
More expensive in Mexico. If you live in a country like Argentina, it's more expensive because the spot price is relative to the currency of the country.
That makes sense.
So the people, I was just in Argentina, if they had saved this, they'd be okay today. But they saved pesos, the same as in Mexico, okay? Same as in Peru. So this is relative to government money. So this is about $1,600 today, US dollars, and this here is $16. It's about 100 times difference, whatever it is. I'm not good at math. But I'd rather have this. So you look at why silver could be our best investment of all. Look at what's happening. Silver demand is getting higher. Okay. Silver fabrication demand in China is at record high. You look at this whole thing in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. It never stopped. Even though the world economy nearly crashed, the demand for silver kept going up because silver is an industrial metal. It's used in industry. This thing is only saved. Okay. So in 1972, when I was flying behind enemy lines, I bought my first gold coin in Hong Kong. It was a Krugerrand, South African Krugerrand. It cost me $50. Today, that same coin is worth about $1,500 no, it's worth about $1,800 now. Now, did the Krugerrand get bigger, or did the dollar get worthless?
The dollar got worthless.
Yeah, and they tell you to save money? At the bank?
I mean, people are saving at extreme amounts because they want to be able to protect themselves for when they retire and things like that. But it doesn't make sense because the dollar keeps going down and how many currencies have gone extinct. So really, what I was learning the other day is that the dollar is basically coming to an end of its experiment time, and it's gonna. We might even go back to a gold standard.
I doubt it. The reason we won't go back to the gold standard is because the banks can't rip us off. If we went back to the gold standard, the central bank, the Fed, the European Central Bank, Bank of Japan, Bank of China, they couldn't rip us off.
It's not convenient for them.
So the whole thing here is I'm not angry at my banks because that's where I get my money from. I just don't save my money there. I save God's money. Okay. So this is demand for silver. It keeps getting higher. Look at this, the global government silver inventories. It's going down. So what's happening is the inventories of this is going up because China's buying it, Russia's buying it, Turkey's buying it. Everybody's buying gold now. The central banks are. They don't tell you that in school, though. Of course not.
No, they don't.
And so what's happening, the silver is going down in quantity because they burn it up in industry. It's always disappearing, where this is saved. Okay. So I think silver is such a great opportunity for your generation.
It is. I think it's an incredible opportunity, especially because, like you mentioned, it's affordable too. And I mean, you were teaching me the other day while we were looking at graphs that the price is the lowest it's been.
Well, look at this here. It's almost half of the all silver mine is in landfills. Talk about a waste of things. So every day, the amount of silver produced is being thrown away. Okay. Look at this this just shows you what happens with the price. The price will always go up and down, but you have to look at the inventory supplies of it. And this is what happens. Everybody wants to go green now.
Yeah. It's on trend. All these millennials, plastic straws, like all these things. California now requiring the solar panels.
Right.
All that requires silver.
So silver is an industrial metal, and this is more a precious metal.
Yeah.
This is for kings. This is for the rich.
Yeah.
I can spend this all day long. Okay. So anyway, as we go green, the amount of silver consumption of silver goes up. But this is the chart here. What does that show you?
It's the lowest it's been. It's negative 70%.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else.
So what happened is these fake financial planners, God, they're terrible people. They tell you to invest in the long term in the stock market. And look at this chart here. This is the Dow. It's at an all-time high. Why would you invest in the stock market? You know, the Fed, which is a criminal operation, because they only protect the banks. The stock market is an all-time high. Would you want to get in now?
No. I mean, and that's the thing. I think that's why you were saying this. It's so important to buy right now because it's low too.
Yeah. And so look at housing. You guys always complain, oh, I can't afford a house. Well, wait till it crashes, then you buy a house, right? You know, so in 2008, after it crashes, that's when I bought real estate. So right now, look at the stock market, all-time high. Real estate's an all-time high. Your phony education is an all-time high.
Everything.
Look at medical costs at all-time high. And these phony, fake financial planners are telling you to invest for the long term when the market's at all-time high. And what blew it into the bubble was the Fed. The Fed kept printing money. It just kept blowing it in this bubble. So meanwhile, little silver, it's $15 on this chart here. It used to be as high as 50. Do you know?
Yeah.
$15 is a joke. So if you hold, you know, and this is not an investment. I'll show you a little about this. I predict, and my predictions are often wrong, that if you buy silver today at 15, in 10 years it'll be worth 100, because they keep burning it up, they keep demanding it. So would you rather save the dollar, which is going down, or save silver, which is going up?
Yeah.
Can you afford $15?
I can afford, and that's why I think it's a perfect opportunity for millennials especially, who complain living paycheck to paycheck. You set aside a couple $15 and then you'll be set.
I wouldn't diversify. I mean, I never, when 72, well, I met my first financial planner, because the whole story. They told me to diversify. I said, are you nuts? I said, that's called diversify. You buy a little of all this crap, and all of it's paper. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. Even real estate is on, you know, REITs. It's fake real estate. I don't touch this stuff. Now, you should, but I won't. Okay, understand? I'm not saying don't touch it. I'm saying be aware of what's real and what's fake here. So when I was about your age, okay, so that was about fake.
Yeah.
I'm flying behind enemy lines in Vietnam, and I realized I was being lied to by my own government, my own teachers, and especially Wall Street, you know. So when I was about 25 years old, I bought my first gold coin. It was $50. Today it's worth about 15. Now it's about 1,800 today. So I never saved dollars. And what I started to do then, as I got older, I just saved gold. So if you look at me today, here I am here. And then today I'm adding plata.
Yeah.
So rather than saving dollars, which was going down in value, I just saved gold and silver. And it just became a habit. It was, you know, sometimes it was hard because I didn't have any money, but I still had the discipline to go and buy. My Kim and I talk about how we would just save little silver, you know, buy it and buy it, buy it. Today we're multi-millionaires in gold and silver. And everybody will tell you, well, that's stupid. because they're in the stock market. Well, the stock market's going to crash in a few years anyway. And this goes up and down too. So if I could leave you one more thing like this, is I don't count the price. I count the number of ounces.
Yeah.
This is an ounce, approximately, this is approximately an ounce. So I don't care what the price is. All I care is how many ounces I have. And that's why I'm a rich man. They can take everything away from me. Plata e oro, silver and gold, will be here 1,000 years from now, 10,000 years from now, 100,000 years from now. It'll still be here. I never spend this stuff because that's the basis of my wealth. And I know most of you millennials have said, yeah, but you have money. I said, I didn't have any money either. But it was just a discipline. Can you afford $20 today?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world can, but they don't have the discipline. There's one more thing I want to talk to you about, and it goes to this here. This is the cash flow quadrant. Okay. When you watch those videos, where was your mind?
On the right side of the quadrant.
You have to put your brain into the I quadrant. I've never looked at a job since. Since I came back from Vietnam, I said my life has nothing to do with the E quadrant. I could have got a job flying for the airlines, I've been making $500,000 a year. It's chump change. I've been working for a paycheck and paying taxes. So the other thing here is this, we go into the next subject. This is the financial statement, which is this game here, the cash flow game. Let's go into this next on fake teachers. The fake teachers are always what you think here in the income column.
Yeah.
Working for fake money. That's why they're fake teachers, okay? And when I was your age, at 25, my brain went into the asset column. That's the only place I think about today. When you look again at the cash flow quadrant, the E, S, B, and the I. The trouble with most millennials is your brain is still in the E quadrant.
Yeah.
When I asked you to watch those videos, I was putting your brain in the I quadrant. And so the most important thing, if you're going to be successful in your lifetime, is get your damn brain out of the E quadrant or the S quadrant. You're working for money. You've got to get your brain into the I quadrant. I don't recommend the B quadrant. It's too hard for most people.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I focus on is here. I
Working
don't care
for
how much
assets.
money I make. All I want are assets. So I'm a rich man because my brain is not where the most teachers are, which is E's, my poor dad. My rich dad was in the I quadrant. Get the difference?
Yeah. In school, we're taught and trained to work for the income.
For the job.
When here we're taught,
Fake money.
yeah. When here we're taught to work for assets and things like this that can
Well,
protect
that's just real money.
ourselves.
So what makes me a rich man is, and you guys have this power here, which we'll go into more, is stop listening to fake teachers. People say, what would you do with your kid today? I take them out of school. I would homeschool my kid. I wouldn't put them in school because they learn to be socialists and communists, which is fine. I want to teach my kid to be a capitalist. And the capitalists are on the B and the I side. The socialists and communists are on the E and the S side. That's Bernie Sanders, AOC, and all that, Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah. And those videos that you sent me, like you said, it shifted me over to the I side as opposed to the E side because it really opens up to things that were never taught in school. And the corruption going on today, the devaluation of the dollar, what we should really be focusing on, and what to do with our future and with the resources we have, and why things like what AOC are proposing won't necessarily fix the problem that we're having.
No, it'll make you poor longer.
Yeah. And so, and I loved that when because he mentioned, he's like, when you go green, you go silver as well. And so I just think it's important lessons, and we'll go ahead and even put in the description the links to these videos so that you guys can also educate yourselves.
So let me show you one more thing here, because this is the most important part. The average millennial or human being coming out, they want the high-paying job. Your brain is in the income column. And then you think about, how am I going to cover my expenses? What's your first expense? Tax. The reason you want to work for fake money is your first line of expense is called tax. That's silly. And then you think, oh, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. So your brain is then stuck in the liability column that your school teachers will tell you, well, your house is an asset, your car is an asset, your college education is an asset.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked you to watch those videos was pull your head out of what you taught you in school and get it into the I quadrant. I mean, the asset column or the I quadrant. The I quadrant is the inside trader. I trade from the inside. I don't buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or ETFs because I'm an insider. I don't trade from the outside, but that takes training. The moment you put your brain into through the video in the I quadrant and the asset quadrant, you start to see a different world.
Yeah, it made me realize, why have I been focusing on all the wrong things?
Yeah, people focus on their careers and how am I going to pay the rent or the mortgage or...
And the higher the wage, the higher the expenses.
And the taxes.
Yeah.
And a nice car. You know, I like nice cars and all that too. But I don't fall for the gimmicks, okay?
Did you get that, guys? Robert said so himself. Everybody should be buying silver because it's the cheapest commodity you could get right now. So thanks for joining us on this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell to get notified, and leave a comment below. I'll catch you in the next one, and start saving those gold and silver coins.